Ooh, Avatar 2 opening weekend. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. This is a live news show where we talk about all the entertainment and movie news headlines that are trending throughout the day. And on today's slate, we got a bunch of topics we'll be looking at, like, Escape from New York and Indiana Jones 5. What were the worst films of the year so far for some people? We'll take a look at the list there. Loki Season 2's got a small little snippet we'll look at. Mission Impossible 7. It's got a behind-the-scenes trailer, too. It's Monday, so we'll be taking a look at the box office report for sure, because Avatar 2, how big did it make it? How big did it make 150 million? We'll talk about it for sure. Biford the Hobbit says, hey there in the live chat. Hey, how's it going? But we start off today by talking about that Oppenheimer trailer that dropped over the weekend, just last night actually. Oppenheimer, and I'm really surprised that they didn't drop it earlier to have it on the front of Avatar. Oh yeah, it was actually, James. What are you talking about? Yeah, it was for the IMAX releases of Avatar 2. They had Oppenheimer. They had the Oppenheimer trailer, so that's why we're seeing it now. I don't know why, because they did this with the Barbie trailer as well, too, right? For some reason, they waited a day or two to release them online. It should have been released the same day. I get it. I guess it was because they were trying to get the incentive of people going in to see the IMAX screenings of Avatar 2, because Christopher Nolan is obsessed with IMAX. And actually, that's a really kind of cool poster there of him looking out the window at the explosion with the glasses on. And July 21st is when this comes out, the story of American scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer and his role in the development of the atomic bomb. Now, Cillian Murphy takes the lead role there as Oppenheimer, but Emily Blunt is his wife. Matt Damon's in this, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh. Wow, the cast is huge. Gary Oldman, Kenneth Branagh, so that's cool. And Gary Oldman's teaming up with Christopher Nolan again, because he's been with him for 4 Batman movies, right? Kenneth Branagh's back. That would be his 3rd time, because he did Tenet. What was the other one that he did with Christopher Nolan? Oh yeah, Dunkirk. He did Dunkirk with him, right? James Remar is going to be in this. Jack Quaid, Rami Malek. Wow, David Dastmalchian. Wow. Josh Hartnett. Oh yeah, I forgot. Josh Hartnett is starting to make a slow comeback in this. Casey Affleck, meh. Matthias Shoggoff. Sorry guys, I'm going to butcher that last name. But let's just get over to the trailer here. Let's get over to this. It says at the end there, shot in IMAX film cameras. Now, guys, if you want to see my trailer reaction to this, go to the Movie News pre-show. We just watched that over there. So that if that gets copyright claim, so what? Yeah, it is what it is. I just prefer not to watch... I don't know why. Well, I guess because... there it is. The demon... What is it called? When they were doing tests for this, one of the guys let it slip and it touched the side, right? And it irradiated him to the point that he died a very horrible death. What do they call that? The demon circle? I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. So here's the thing about the trailer. All throughout the trailer, Cillian Murphy looks like he's struggling with this, right? It's like, and I said it during my trailer reaction, is that it's kind of like he's playing like the character from Rogue One, like Mads Mikkelsen's character, who's the engineer who made the Death Star. He didn't want to do it, and it's kind of like this too, right? Well, maybe it's the other way around, James. You just don't know your history. Well, sorry guys. I'm a movie fan. I watch movies first, but yeah, maybe that was loosely based on this guy's story. But it looks like he's giving a good performance in here. I think that's going to be the main takeaway. Now, is this going to be a big, huge blockbuster? Is this a story that should be celebrated in that sense that, hey, guys, it's not going to be like coming out of Batman with Robert Pattinson this year. It's not going to be like, oh my God, guys, you got to go check this out. I can't believe that the things that we saw on screen is just so memorable. No, it's not going to be like that. This is going to be a little bit more like the Dunkirk experience, right? Which is fine. Nolan seems to like these history pieces every now and then, and it looks like it's going to be well shot. Well, we know Christopher Nolan's going to shoot the film well, despite what people say about Tenet and stuff like that. You can't say that it was not well shot. I just hope he's conceded a little bit on his obsession for mixing audio for IMAX screens with the best sound systems. And that's where Nolan's really kind of like missed the mark. Is because everybody complained during Tenet it was too loud, you couldn't hear what the dialogue was, but he said, I mixed it for the best theaters for people to watch it in there. It's like, that's not how people watch the films, Christopher Nolan. That's not how... I said it during my trailer reaction too. Most people watch the movies on, as ridiculous as it is, on this. And if it's not mixed for that, people will call you out. They will. And it's like, that's not what I want to do. It was like, well, then you're not with the times then. You're not with the times. Anyway, I'm not going to rag on that anymore. The trailer looked good. It looks stellar. And I can't wait to see this. Well, the money shot will be the explosion that they teased, right? That they somehow recreated that explosion for the big screen here. And we just see glimpses of it. I don't know if that'll be like, I'm hoping that it'll be an emotional climax to it than just seeing the bomb go off. Let's see what the people in the comments section were saying here. Cillian Murphy finally getting leading roles in major productions. Yeah, so he's been in leading productions before. Chris Nolan and Cillian Murphy is a combo that just never miss. Can't wait for this. As a fan of all Christopher Nolan's movies, I'm hella excited to see this. So yeah, it's going to have the Nolan fans out there, and you see that, right? The Nolan fans are more here and Cillian Murphy fans. They're not necessarily fans of the story, but because it's Nolan, people will go see it. This cast lineup is for this is insane. Nolan certainly has the connections. Yes, he does. The cast is phenomenal. Crazy that Josh Peck is in this movie. So proud of him. This is going to be dope, like Dunkirk. Yeah, so the reception to it has been fairly good. And what did you guys think about it? Did you see the Oppenheimer trailer? Did you see my reaction to it? It's up on the channel right now. Go check that out if you can. And next year, guys, during the summer, oddly enough, July 21st, 2023 is when this comes out. And hopefully he gets like an Oscar nod for this. Hopefully. We'll have to see. All right. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. All right, guys, we are a live news show that we talk about all the movie news headlines daily, 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, here on the channel. And you can follow me on all the other social media handles there. Sometimes I publish like stories and behind-the-scenes stuff on the TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, you'll find some really cool stuff there. Let me just quickly tell you what's coming up on the channel right now later on today. Later on today, we are going to be doing Peripheral. Yeah, Peripheral. Did you know that? We're going to be wrapping that up. Episode 7 and Episode 8 this afternoon. We'll be wrapping up that series, so you can find that on the channel. If you like these kinds of series watch-alongs, we did Wednesday as well. All 8 episodes are up on the channel right now and going strong. Some really good numbers turning out for that. It's a hot thing, guys. Jenna Ortega knocks it out of the park. We do full movie reactions for things like Moonfall. Yeah, that was terrible. But Mortal Kombat, we do like full movie reactions for horror movies as well, like The Cursed on the weekend. Actually, that was kind of interesting. Take on a werewolf type movie. And on the weekends, we do a horror weekly roundup where we talk about all the horror movie news headlines of the week. And then during the week here, you know that we do movie news live. And we also have a Avatar 2 spoiler video up that's up on the channel right now too, so we talk all about spoilers in there. Okay, guys, let's continue on with the movie news headlines right now. And it's Monday, so let's talk about the weekend's box office report. Avatar 2, number 1, 134 million. Well, let's take a look at the numbers, guys. China box office, Avatar 2 opens far below tracking at 57.1 million in China. Ooh, that's a little bit lower than because people were saying, well, the China numbers are going to be the one that pushes it over the 2 billion mark. Guys, I think it's fairly clear now that Avatar 2 is not going to make $2 billion. But let's just go over the box office mojo, and we'll take a look at the weekend's numbers here for December 16th to the 18th of 2022. And here we go. Number 1 was Avatar: The Way of Water. Number 2 was Violent Night. Number 3 was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Number 4 was Strange World. And number 5 was The Menu. Now, that's pretty much what we had forecast on Friday there, right, guys? The only big release coming out this week was Avatar: The Way of Water. And domestically, 134 million. 134 million, which is under what I had thought, because I was projecting 170. I thought people would get on board with this. I thought people would be running to the bank with this, but I guess I was wrong. I missed that mark, and I'm going to pull up a poll here that we did on the channel, because I guess I voted in my own poll the wrong way. I said over or under 150 million. And let's just pull up the results. It's not that many people that posted on this, but we'll take a look at the overall results for this. Here we go. Right? 87% said yes on my poll. Will Avatar 2 make more than 150 million on the opening weekend? I said yes. So the few people that said no, they got it right. It's under 150. 134 million. So there you go. And I need to do more of these polls. I hope you guys like those kinds of things. I need to get working on that community tab as well, because apparently in 2023 that's going to go up. A lot of people are going to be paying attention a lot more to the poll there. To the community tab there on YouTube. So 134 domestically for Avatar, internationally 305.5 internationally, for a worldwide total of 434.5 worldwide. Now, guys, people may say, well, that's not as good as they wanted, and don't worry about it, because the first Avatar only made 70 million on the opening weekend. But guys, this is a different era. This is a different time. The box office is responding differently now than when the first Avatar did. And while I will say and agree with people that, yeah, it's got a long window here, it's going to have like a good month and a half here to be ranking in the top 5 of the box office, because there just isn't really other big releases coming out. Coming out next week, we've got The Whale, which I will be able to go see. They finally posted a link to that. They updated that to my theater chain. So I will be seeing The Whale on Thursday. And then next weekend, it's Christmas, so I won't be seeing anything. But you got like Babylon, The Whale, and Puss in Boots. Are the only other big releases coming out this year in the theaters. So The Whale is smaller, and we know that it's got big numbers. Is it still on the charts here? The Whale is still only in 6 theaters, right? So December 21st is when that comes out in wider release. So maybe I'll see it on Wednesday then. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But Avatar, 134 million. I think that's a little bit under. And remember, that's the opening weekend, guys. It's not going to go up. Numbers don't go up unless it's like like the situation like The Whale, where it's only in limited theaters. Because once it expands, of course, numbers go up. Avatar is already released in 4,202 theaters. So the numbers are going to be slowly going down domestically. Now, it's going to have that staying power, as I said. But I think just the word of mouth of it and stuff. Guys, I said it when I came out. Go see it. It's a spectacle. You're going to want to see it in the theater. You're going to want to see it in the 3D, because the visuals are stunning. And for most people, that would be enough. But apparently, it's not going to be. It's not going to be. Yeah, let's take a look at this article up here. More than half of Avatar's The Way of Water's opening weekend takings were from 3D sales, which is good, because that's what the technology that Cameron was pushing. So I saw it in 3D. I saw it in the high frame rate. The high frame rate was not an issue for me. As I said, if you're accustomed to playing video games in the high frame rates, then you'll have no problem with this one either. So I guess, that's good then. Opening weekends were mostly from 3D sales. Now, I know some of the other studios out there will be thinking, well, we got to make everything post-production 3D now. We got to post-convert movies. No, I hope they don't do that. I hope. They're going to try to, but I don't think I'm still going to go see the other movies in 2D. I'm only going to see, my policy is this. If it's shot in 3D, I'm going to watch it in 3D. If you shot it in 2D and then try to post-convert it to me again, we're smart enough now as movie fans that we can see that difference. We don't want that. I don't want that. So if it's in 3D, I'll watch it in 3D. You shoot it in 3D, I'll see it in 3D, I mean. But, I said that in my reviews. So 3D is back, baby. James Cameron's Avatar, The Way of Water, slashed down 134 million domestic waters. 57% of that was from the 3D screenings. Okay, so there you go. And people are on board with it. People are on board with it. You know that Cameron's putting all of his chips into this, right? James Cameron's vision for Avatar franchise, is it a dream or is it delusional? It's his dream. It's what he wants to do. You know, he wants to make 8 or 9 of these things, right? Because he just loves this world. He wants to be there. And that's what you feel like when you watch this movie, too. You just want to be in that world. You want to be in Pandora because it's just beautiful. Now, the criticisms are, well, the story is a little bit bland. The story doesn't really work for a lot of people. And I think I said that pretty much, too, in my spoiler review, too, right? It's... it is what it is. It does have its shortcomings, for sure. The story does. And once the standard comes out that this is the way that movies, visual effects-wise, should look, is Avatar: The Way of Water really one that you're going to go back and look at? For historical values, maybe. Historians will go back and look at it, that this was the first one to do this. But yeah, looking at the tomato score today, 78% by the critics, so it has come down. We knew that this one was going to be lopsided anyway. We knew that the audience score was going to be higher, and we went through this extensively for my normal review and my spoiler review on the weekend. So I said, go and check it out, guys. Go check it out. We know, that Cameron's got his all of his eggs in this basket. This is what he wants to do. And it kind of bumps me out too, because with this kind of technology, I want to see what other projects he can do. I want to see, like he was going to do Alita Battle Angel, but he handed that off to Robert Rodriguez. Imagine him doing that movie with these types of effects. Oh God, that would have been just so much more spectacular. And we're not going to get stories from Cameron like that. And that kind of bums me out a little bit. But yeah, it's set up for number 3. We know that Avatar 3 is already shot. It's in the can. We're going to get one anyway. And I'm just kind of like, I left Avatar 2 saying, yeah, I want to see Avatar 3. I'm not jumping in my seat to get out and watch Avatar 2 again in the theater. I will again before it leaves, because I do want to go out and I want to see it in 2D. I want to see it in 2D to see if the visuals are just as stunning, which unfortunately means I won't see it in that frame rate. And maybe it won't have that appeal to me, but I don't know. Maybe I do want to watch it in 3D again. I do, because it was that immersive and that an experience. We don't see this kind of a film that often, right? Why there's so much hype around Avatar: The Way of Water? Yeah, we know why there is. Avatar: The Way of Water isn't the big movie we thought it'd be. No, it wasn't. It was a much more smaller story. We thought it would be humans coming back for more unobtainium, and it's not. It wasn't about that. We thought they would be hunting them, and it was sort of about them having to be moved to the water colony. We saw that in the trailers. Why Avatar 3 will be the massive movie people want? Well, because they're going to have to face off against the bad guy again, played by Stephen Lang. How Avatar 4 and 5 can be bigger. There's articles out there, and we talked about that in length in the spoiler discussions, guys, that while their humans are coming to Pandora, we haven't seen the other human side of that, where, yes, there would be humans that would be opposing this, right? Handled in the way that just conquering, that kind of mentality. I don't know, we'll see. But continuing on with the box office numbers, guys, just going back at it. You hear that the production budget for this was like around $200 million, but because they shot Avatar The Way of Water and number 3 back to back. It was probably somewhere around $450 million to shoot both of those back to back. So worldwide, it's just coming up on that break-even point for the production budget. That's not the marketing budget. That's not what the studios take. So Cameron was right, sort of, that it's going to have to make a big amount at the box office, but it's already made about half of what it needs to make to be about break-even, if not just over half. I say around 650 to 700. 650, I would say, to break even for Avatar: The Way of Water. No, because Avatar 3 will make about that amount too. So let's not account for Avatar 3 in there. I know Cameron wants this to make like $2 billion. It's not going to make $2 billion. Not with these numbers. It's going to slow down. It's going to slow down significantly after Christmas too, especially after Christmas. It's going to slow down a bit because we've got other things to take a look at and stuff too, which is kind of a bummer. But guys, have you seen Avatar: The Way of Water this weekend? Do you agree with these numbers, and what do you think it's going to finally tap out at? What do you think is going to come out next week? Right, we got to think that next week this is going to get chopped in about. Well, I'm not going to even say half. I'm going to say, I'll be generous. I'll say 40%. So what would that be? That would be like around 70 million or so. Yeah. I think Avatar: The Way of Water will be 70 million next week, if not a little bit higher, because it is Christmas and people go out to see movies on Christmas. So 70 to 80 million next week. And then it'll be probably Puss in Boots, and then The Whale will be number, or I don't know. People are really hyped to see The Whale. So between Puss in Boots and The Whale will be number 2 and 3, because Babylon's going to struggle. It's going to struggle because it's another 3-hour film that's not getting a lot of good buzz. Babylon will be like number 4 probably. That's what I think. So you'll have Avatar, The Whale, Puss in Boots, Babylon, and then probably Violent Night. Oddly enough, will still hang in there in the top 5. Violent Night, what's it doing? 34.9 domestically for a worldwide 55.06. So it was a $20 million budget. So there you go. It is making profit. There were talks about making more of these, and the writers want to make it more silly and audacious and stuff like that. We'll have to see. Maybe I just saw it on the wrong night. I didn't find it all that spectacular. And what's Black Panther doing here? Yeah, 786 worldwide for Black Panther. That's going to tap out around 800 million. It is. Barford the Hobbit says, can Megan beat Avatar 2 for the highest domestic box office? Highest domestic? Oh, the weekend that it opens up. Let's say it gets 70 million next week, and then it'll get chopped in another percentage off of that again, so maybe around 40 million the week after that. How many weekends does that? So that'll be 2 weekends from now. So could Megan make more than 40 million by the time Avatar is out there? No. Maybe. I don't know. Smile did pretty good. Smile did like 40 million, right? Smile on its opening weekend. Is Smile still in here? No, it's not. Maybe, but I doubt it. Unless Avatar really, like, there's a steep shelf drop off after the new year. Then Megan could potentially put it in. That's when it would lose its number 1 spot. But it'll be number 1 until Megan, if not after that one too. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, I think that's it for the box office. We've talked about that at length. Let's move on. And if you guys went out and saw Avatar 2 in IMAX this weekend, you got to see a sneak peek at Mission Impossible 7. Yes, you did. Mission Impossible 7. Well, it's not really a trailer. It was more like a behind-the-scenes look at the stunt. Reveals Tom Cruise's most dangerous stunt ever. Well, we didn't get the trailer for it. We've seen the teaser for it anyway last year. And this movie's still come a bit away from us, guys. It doesn't come out until next year. But if you were in the IMAX, you saw them setting up their stunt here for this. And I'm not going to play it here. It's just them talking about the rig of this motorcycle stunt where he jumps off a cliff and, he parachutes down, right? Tom Cruise, always willing to put his body on the line for us for the price of entertainment, right? For entertainment values. Yeah, there was a stunt here where he jumped out of a plane too, right? He did that for Top Gun Maverick as well, didn't he? Of him jumping out of the plane. He's an accomplished skydiver. He's an accomplished pilot. Tom Cruise always going over that bar for us guys, and go check out that part. That's up on. I think this is on Paramount's side right now too. Paramount's notorious for blocking stuff, so go check that out. And if you saw it in IMAX, if you saw Avatar in IMAX, let me know about that because I'm very curious about that. You know, Tom Cruise is definitely no stranger for putting his body on the line. Thanks Top Gun 2 fans while doing Mission Impossible stunt. Yeah, he jumped out of a plane and he filmed falling down while going down. Imagine that. He's just so comfortable at putting his body on the line that jumping out of a plane is like second fiddle to him, right? He's just like, hey guys, how's it going? I guess I could do it, but it's just kind of like for me, I wouldn't be afraid of it if the plane was going down. I'd be kind of like, I'd be the first one to strap on a pack. But for pleasure, this is something that I wouldn't do necessarily because it's only a matter of time. It's kind of like you can only do it so many times before eventually, yeah, the parachute's not going to open. It's just, it's just part of the game, right? And yeah, he falls down with the cameraman there. It's a feeling, it's a sensation that I'd like to feel at least once in my life, but I don't know. The anticipation to it for the first time would kind of bug me out. But yeah, there he is. You can tell that it's really him. You know he does it. Yeah. He does that stuff. So if you saw the Mission Impossible teaser or the extended sneak peek look on the IMAX, let me know if it was effective or not. Moving on. Loki season 2. We got a sneak peek. Did we? Is it a trailer? Some people are saying that it's a trailer for Loki season 2. Disney Plus 2023 trailer includes first look at Loki season 2 and Ahsoka. Well, yeah, that was cool. We got to look at Ahsoka too, and that's what I want to see because I do like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka series because we're gonna get our first look at Grand Admiral Thrawn, but we don't get a peek at him in this little snippet. We did watch the snippet on. No, we didn't, did we? We didn't watch the snippet on my pre-show. Oh well. Anyway, guys, it was just a quick little like 30-second teaser as to what's coming out on Disney Plus next year. So of course, yeah, they're promoting Wakanda Forever, Win or Lose. I don't know what that is. Kids anime, and then we got our first look at Ahsoka there.
Quite a year.
Yeah, so it's really not that much of Ahsoka. She just peels back her robe there, which is cool. You know, I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna see Ezra in that, so that's cool. Secret Invasion. Oh, yeah, there's Mike Khaleesi. There's Emilia Clarke. Secret Invasion. That comes out next year. It's with those green guys that can morph into whatever the Skrulls or whatever. Yeah. I'm not too interested in that storyline of them invading us. I'm more or less gonna watch Secret Invasion for Samuel L. Jackson because you know he's just that talented, right? You want to see whatever Sam Jackson does. Wendy and Peter Pan. I didn't know that this was happening, but I guess it is. Mandalorian Season 3 will be streaming here, guys. We'll be watching full watch-alongs on that. That comes out in March, for sure, because I like Bo-Katan. I do like Katie Sackhoff. And then the sneak peek of Loki Season 2 is just him again. I guess, and I said this, I guess I maybe have to finish watching Season 1 of Loki. If we're going to watch it, I don't know. But we see Mobius is back there with more clones or more lookalikes because we know Loki's going to make themselves look like Lokis, right? So I don't know where the story's going to go. We know at the end of the first season he meets Kang, right? So out of the sneak peek, that'll be the big draw for most people. The Loki and maybe the Mandalorian and Ahsoka stuff. Win, lose, I don't know what that is. American Born Chinese. Something else that's coming out in Disney Plus. Okay. And that's all it was. Let's see what people are saying here. Can't wait for Loki Season 2. So yeah, the Loki fans are out. I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is. I just the few ones of the MCU TV shows that I watched, as much as I liked She-Hulk, it was just barely enough for me to grab onto. I watched the first episode of Captain and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I was like, I'm not. I don't want to watch this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to watch it. It's kind of like that, too. Like, I'm not rushing out to see Hawkeye, even though that I'm Haley Steinfeld fan. I'm not. I don't know why. It's just, it doesn't, it's not getting into my brain that desire to go and watch it. It's not. I can't explain it because I do like MCU movies. It's bizarre. I can't be the only one that is like that, am I? I can't. But we'll see. Moving on, Donald Glover Spider-Man? What's this about? Donald Glover to star and produce Spider-Man movie. Oh, okay, so is this going to be a Spider-Man movie? So he's not going to be Spider-Man. On villain Hypno Hustler. What the heck is this? I've never even seen that. Well, we know that he is in the Tom Holland Spider-Man universe because he was the uncle, right? He showed up in the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, right? He was the guy that was hustling the weapons on the side for Michael Keaton. But I don't know anything about this. Hypno Hustler. So he's going to star in it and produce it. Okay. Glover is attached to star and produce a feature set in Sony Pictures' Spider-Man universe. Okay. Says the Hollywood Reporter. Miles Murphy, the son of actor and comedian Eddie Murphy, is on board to write the project, which has no title, but is said to revolve around the Hypno Hustler, one of the more obscure. Okay, and here we go again with the weird, obscure Spider-Man villains. Why are they starting off the villains that nobody has heard about? It's Donald Glover. People will have the Donald Glover fans out there will be wanting to see it, but Madame Web, nobody really knows. That's going to be hard pressed to find this audience, and if it's not going to be attached to any Spider-Man like Tom Holland or not, then do people want to see it? I'm looking forward to Kraven the Hunter because I like the character and I like Aaron Taylor Johnson, but it's kind of like if it's not going to be connected to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, why are we doing all these side movies about the villains? Like if it's not going towards a Sinister Six or anything like that, why? I don't get it. And why is Sony allowing this to happen? Because you're damaging the brand, I think. But I don't know. Hypno Hustler, guys. Are you a fan of him? Have you heard of him? Are you a Donald Glover fan? And do you want to see a Hypno Hustler movie? Well, it sounds like it's happening. Kraven the Hunter comes out next October. So there you go. We'll have to see what that is. And speaking about that, we are going to be watching Morbius here towards the end of the year here. Let's talk about that. Let's take a quick little break here and talk about what's coming up on the channel as well. Some other things. Well, aside from Avatar, coming out this week, guys, and in no particular order here. I haven't decided which order we're going to watch it. We're going to be watching White Noise towards the end of the year. That's on the 30th, right? That comes out on the 30th on Netflix. That's that Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, End of the World type movie. So we'll be watching that one on Netflix. This week, we're going to be watching The Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone, all around 1 p.m. showtimes, guys, this week. So maybe tomorrow we'll watch Samaritan? I don't know. I also want to watch Where the Crawdads Sing. Maybe we'll do that one tomorrow. Yeah, but between that, Samaritan, and Meet Cute, we'll be watching those movies this week. Except for Thursday, maybe. Thursday we can't because if I go to see The Whale, I think the 3 o'clock showtime was for The Whale. I don't know. As long as it's quick. I'll have to see which one is the shortest one. If there's like Meet Cute, it's only like an hour and a half. Maybe we'll leave that one for Thursday. But if you're a Kaylee Cuoco fan, we'll be watching that movie, guys. Pete Davidson, if you're a Pete Davidson fan. I'm more of a Kaylee Cuoco fan. She uses a time machine to go, a tanning bed as a time machine. It's ridiculous. But it looks like it's also going to be sad. So I'll be looking forward to the Meet Cute. We'll be doing it this week. And then this Friday, guys, we will be watching Glass Onion right here on the channel, 1 p.m. Glass Onion, guys, this Friday. We'll be watching it. It comes out on Netflix. So pay attention for that. That's coming up all this week. You got The Samaritan, Where the Crawdads Sing, Meet Cute, Glass Onion, Peripheral, episode 7 and 8, the finale. It's going to be a big weekend for, a big week for Mirror Domains. And that'll kind of like tee us up for like a nice 3-day weekend there that I'm going to take. I'm going to fully take a 3-day weekend this weekend. So I don't know if there's going to be a horror weekly this week. But I do want to get around to it for maybe next week. We'll get around to Kantara, which I do want to get to. And I think I may stream that on the Mirror Domains India channel. I'll stream it there to see if I can get some more buzz and maybe set the stage for that channel to come back next year. We'll take a look at that one. And the other ones that I said that we were going to take a look at were Gone in the Night, something with, Winona Ryder. I like Winona Ryder. We'll check out that next week as well. I do want to go back and revisit Uncharted next week and Morbius. So you got Uncharted and Morbius next week. And a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be streaming here on the channel with you guys, all live. So you can come in and join us on the live chats and just interact. Watch Morbius with us. Tell us what your favorite parts were. Watch Uncharted with us. Tell us, some of the things that you didn't like about that interpretation of Sully and Drake there, right? We'll talk about that. We're going to have lots of fun here on the channel, for sure. For sure. Okay. Now, as I said, we are coming down towards the end of the year here. And Variety has a worst films of the year so far, guys. Let's see if we can agree with them. Worst films of 2022, according to 2 people here, right? I think 2 people weighed in with their 5 worst. Gleiberman's 5 worst. Let's see if we agree with them. Amsterdam. Is this number 1? You thought Amsterdam was the worst film? No. Guys, I know that some people didn't like the political messages in there. But I think it's got to be my second favorite Christian Bale performance. I think it is. So I can't agree with that. I can't agree with this. Amsterdam was not a terrible movie. Minions Rise of Gru, I never saw it. Once again, it's a kid's movie, and why would I go to see a kid's movie in the theater by myself as a grown man? Not happening. Bones and All. That's made somebody's worst list. Now, guys, I was harsh on Bones and All when I saw it in the theater because I was told that it was going to be like this opus, so like this art kind of piece that was going to resonate with us. Taylor Russell was good in it, but like Mark Rylance was kind of a wasted character. Yeah, he was weird, but the movie just kind of forgets about him and then tacks him on at the end. And it's not one of the worst movies of the year. I would say it was one of the most disappointing. Bones and All. It's probably going to win like Best Picture or something. That's so, yeah. So I sort of agree with that one. Firestarter. No. No, it came and went. I know that a lot of people didn't see that version of the reboot of Firestarter. I liked it. I did. But I don't think it was the worst. 3,000 Years of Longing, the George Miller movie. No, I didn't see that one, and that's got to be on my list. That's got to be on my list to must-sees before the end of the year. That's got to be on there. 3,000 Years of Longing. That's got to be, because it's George Miller. He's a director that you want to check out his work. So that didn't resonate with the fans. I know that it didn't do so well on the tomato meter. Let's see what that did. Let's see what that did. 3,000 Years of Longing on the tomato meter. Hey, what the heck? There we go. 71% by the critics. I don't know. I like Tilda Swinton. I like Idris Elba. And I like the director. So it hung around the 70s there. The people that did see it, they were on board with it. And that's classified as one of your worst movies of the year. I don't know, man. So, mediocre list. Yeah, I don't agree with the number 1, though. I don't agree with Amsterdam. We'll do our own list here on the channel when it comes out. Next week, guys, we'll be doing our best, worst lists, best horror movies and stuff like that. See what Peter DeBruge's 5 worst films were. Blonde. Yeah, Blonde was... that was on Netflix, right? That's Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe. And I said it before, guys. I sat down and I was going to watch it. And within the first half an hour, I was already pressing the fast forward button. I was like, oof, get me through this. It wasn't I knew that it was going to be harsh in its depiction of some of the ways that she was treated, that she was mistreated. I knew that, but it was just boring. God, it was boring. Yeah, Blonde. I didn't even finish watching it. I'm not going to force myself to finish watching it either. So that one won't end up on my list because I only put worst movies on my list if I actually sit down and finish watching it. I don't have any desire to watch Blonde. Big Bug. Never even heard of it. The heck is that? Emily Star. Never heard of it. That's one on. The Bubble. Yeah, that one I agree with. The Bubble. That was on Netflix. Karen Gillan fan. I'm a Karen Gillan fan. Pedro Pascal. Oh, I'm a huge. Oh, it was terrible, awful. About a bunch of these people that try to make a film during the pandemic. They don't like each other, but it was just so awful. If I wasn't watching it, if I wasn't doing a live stream of The Bubble, I would have stopped watching it. Just like the Blonde movie, Blonde. I would have stopped watching it. It was just so awful. That is going to be my worst film of the year so far. That will be on my list for sure. Spiderhead? Really? That was on his worst? No, Spiderhead, we had fun with that. We did a full live watch along of that. I liked it because I wanted to see what Chris Hemsworth could do as a bad guy. And he was an effective bad guy. I thought he was. It was a nice, small, little sci-fi thriller there on the side that I liked. It had a little bit of a mystery to it as to who was smearing feces all over the wall. Miles Teller in it. It was a nice little side film. I wouldn't call that a terrible film. The 355. Now, that's one that I did miss early in the year. I didn't see that one. It was like female talents. Penelope Cruz, Lupita Nyong'o, and Jessica Chastain, all like female assassins. I didn't see that one. Wow. What do you guys think? What are your worst films of the year so far? Do you have any that you want to shout out? Let me know in the comments below and in the description. All right. Where are we at? We're 1:43. We've got 17 minutes. Okay, we're moving along fine here. James, we're moving fine. Let's talk about Escape from New York. Escape from New York confirmed to be a sequel and not a reboot. So it's a sequel. So Radio Silence have revealed that their Escape from New York project will be a sequel in the vein of Scream 5. Okay, so the Radio Silence team are a set of directors, Benton Olpen or something. Anyway, they did Scream 5 and they did Scream 6. So they are familiar with rebooting stuff or handling handling material like this. So they're on board to do this Escape from New York. Well, it's going to be a sequel, not a reboot. So the big question is then, will Kurt Russell come back as Snake Plissken? I hope so. It'd be cool. I like Snake Plissken, even in the terrible Escape from L.A. What was that? Mexican standoff or whatever. He throws the can up in the air. It's like, and then he shoots them all. Come on. We like Kurt Russell here. Let's see what they said here. While talking about the Scream movie. Yeah, because the trailer for that dropped last week too, right? Radio Silence. Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette. Yeah, those two. Okay, so what do they have here? They said it's not a remake. That's one of those properties that you can't remake. It's sort of untouchable to us and lives in its own stratosphere in terms of how important it is to us and how much we love it. So it'll be not unlike Scream. I think a nod to and continuation of what we love about those characters and the world. The world. Yeah, I heard that somewhere along the ways that maybe the third one was going to be Escape from Earth instead of like, it was kind of like post-apocalyptic, right? People were congregating in these areas and they get stuck in there and have to get out of there because criminals were being put into those areas. But now Earth could be all chaos. I don't know. Sounds like it's interesting. Very early development. Okay. We're very excited to be working with 20th Century Fox on that. We're developing our take, and hopefully it'll be going to script sometime in the new year. So they haven't even started on the script yet, and just really starting to lay the groundwork for that. Very early stages. Will Kurt Russell's son Wyatt be added to the sequel? Well, I don't know. We don't even know if Kurt Russell's going to come back. We don't even have a script, but it's definitely up there. I want to see more Snake Plissken. Why not? If you could round that out, that would be kind of cool. Escape from New York is going to be a sequel, not a reboot. There you go. What do you guys think about that? Indiana Jones 5. Last week we said that Indiana Jones 5 was going to go back for some reshoots for maybe an alternate ending. Well, apparently not. James Mangold has come out and said that that's not what's happening, guys. Indiana Jones 5 ending reshoot reports debunked by the director. And, well, this came out because John Williams, who was doing the score, said that, well, maybe we have to go back and rescore another ending. So that's where that headline came in, that it was going to have like another ending. But I guess James Mangold wants to set the record straight. So I took a B-Day break from Trolls, but it seems I gotta once again say we're not shooting and never shot any new scene or alternate endings. Our film is 99% finished, getting rated by MPAA and VFX being completed. Happy holidays. So there you go. Well, you know what? All I take away from that is that there could be like a different version musically, but maybe not. They're not going to shoot any more photography by the sounds of it. Maybe that's where the quote from John Williams was a little bit muddled. But again, it's movie news. Hey, people take a small little grain of knowledge and run with it to try to make headlines, try to get the people click on their stories. This was the ultimate way to end off the Indiana Jones. And I hope we get something like that in Dial of Destiny, where it's just him riding off in the sunset, instead of him lying in the cold ground, which is I somehow feeling like I get that's what's going to happen. I hope they don't kill Indiana Jones off. Just let him live the rest of his days. Yeah, that's what I want to see. But apparently it's been debunked. We're not going to get alternate endings for Indiana Jones 5. If you believe James Mangold, which we have no reason not to. But it could be just a PR ploy. And of course, then there'll be people out there with the conspiracies that'll say he's just covering up. There is alternate endings. I heard it there first. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's move on to some hit or miss headlines here, guys. Let's move on to the hit or miss headlines. This is just where if it's good, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, meh. We'll move on. Steven Spielberg says he truly regrets Jaws' influence on decimation of the shark population. Well, that sucks. Yeah, because people didn't like sharks after Jaws. People didn't want to go in the water. People went out and killed a whole bunch of sharks. I think they covered that stuff on Shark Week, right? Yeah, he regrets that. But you know what? They still make shark movies. So we're going to get Meg 2 next year. So, hey... yeah, it is what it is. I think that one's kind of a miss. But it's a headline. It's up on the Hollywood Reporter. And what's up next? The Rings of Power star teases Aaron Deer's inner conflict for season 2. Inner conflict. He was one of the standouts, for me at least, in the first season of The Rings of Power. So more emotional conflict. And this article just goes on to talk about... we were always looking at elves and human relationships. Yeah, that. So humans as babies in the eyes of elves, but I think it's reversed with him entering a more human dynamic because he was in love with Bronwyn, right? Him and Bronwyn had a thing going on. He is a baby in terms of knowing how to be domestic and how to be a dad or a boyfriend. That's the meat of the conflict of this guy. At the end of the day, he's an eternal being. He's going to outlive humans, in one way or another. He's chosen to go with the humans right now, but if he gets called upon, he might choose his family or his people. Yeah, he was a good part of Rings of Power. He was a highlight for sure. Galadriel was still my favorite character. She was, because I thought Morventh Clark. Actually, I don't know if she was my favorite character. I don't know. There's so many good characters in that. There's so many good guys. Go watch The Rings of Power. Everybody says that it was terrible. No, it did have some really good payoffs towards the end. That's a hit for me. And a total recommendation. We did full live watch-alongs for that. It's up on the channel right now too. So go check that out for sure. All right, what's next? Michael Keaton directed noir thriller, reveals Al Pacino and cast. Wow, look at he's looking rugged there. We do like Michael Keaton. He's a talented actor for sure. So he directed a noir thriller. Knox Goes Away. Apparently the production is officially wrapped. Okay. That'll be kind of cool to see what he's directed. He's a talented person, artist. So original noir thrillers like this are rare nowadays. As producers and movie lovers, noir is such a different style of storytelling. It's got different pacing. It's got a different structure to it. I do like noirs, but you got to know it's a noir before you go and see it so that you are prepared for that different style. It's not a traditional kind of 3-act run-through kind of play style. So, yeah, everything we know about Knox Goes Away. I wanted to see this picture of Al Pacino, but I guess not. Knox Goes Away. Do we have that up on the IMDb, James? Pull that up. Post-production. Michael Keaton's directing. A contract killer who was diagnosed with a fast-moving form of dementia has an opportunity to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged adult son. Okay, so it's a father-son kind of story. Al Pacino's in there. James Marsden. Cool. Marshall Gay Harden. Cool. Haven't seen her in a while. Ray McKinnon. I know she's in like a TV show. Something about Todd or something like that. Okay. Looks like a fairly decent cast here. Michael Keaton directing. Has he ever directed anything before? Well, let's just take a look. Actor. Well, we know that he's acted in a whole bunch of stuff. Producer. But I'm not seeing a directing niche here for him, or tab. So maybe this is his first time directing. Huh. Cool. Michael Keaton. Yeah, that's a hit. That's a hit headline for me. I'm curious about that. Mamma Mia 3, though. Are you curious about that? Mamma Mia 3, here we go again. Director gives an update. Yeah, this came out over the weekend, too, that they were talking about Mamma Mia 3, and I got no problem with it. I like number 2 as well, because it had Lily James in it, right? And I'm a huge fan of hers. Guys, it is what it is. If they make it a third one and they celebrate ABBA again by singing and stuff like that, they just have fun with that cast. As long as they go back with the Amanda Seyfried and Meryl Streep storylines, because it was kind of a prequel. That was number 2, right? Because Lily James was the younger Meryl Streep. And I hope we go back to this storyline. And just celebrate more ABBA music. I had fun with them. As long as, I joked around about not hearing Pierce Brosnan sing anymore. But Stellan Skarsgård was in there too. Why not? I'd be up for more Mamma Mia 3. Would you guys be? All right, we're moving along here, guys. We're moving along. Wednesday and Xavier actors to reunite with new rom-com. Well, Jenna Ortega and Percy Hines White will star opposite each other in winter, spring, summer, or fall. The rom-com, winter, spring, summer, or fall, directed by Tiffany Paulson. These two had okay chemistry in Wednesday. I think they did. We liked Wednesday. And I can't wait for season 2. So if they're going to be together in season 2 and now they're going to be in a new rom-com, I'd be kind of up for that. Winter, summer, spring, summer, or fall. Guys, I don't know what the heck this is about. Give me a synopsis here. Don't tell me that. Yeah, we know that she's big for Wednesday, guys. A brilliant script from Dan. Oh, who the heck is Dan? Come on. Dan Schofer. Okay, the script is written by Dan Schofer. There you go. But tell me what the premise is. You're not telling me what the premise is. The upcoming film follows two teens on the cusp of adulthood who meet and fall in love over 4 significant days of the year. It's being described as before sunrise meets the perks of being a wallflower. So 4 days in the year. Okay, so during the spring, summer, and fall and winter, right? Is that when they meet up, the 4 days, and they fall in love with these two? Small little rom-com. Why not? That seems to be a hit. We talked about that one for a bit. And these ones I don't really want to talk about. But we're rounding up here, guys. We're going to round up here in five minutes. If this page ever does load. Doesn't seem to be loading. Ugh, this is a mess. I don't want to talk about it. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp settled following defamation lawsuit appeal. So she appealed the lawsuit and they settled. Okay? So she appealed the verdict that she had to pay him out a whole bunch of money, and they settled that defamation lawsuit. So her countersuit or whatever, the appeal, they settled it. They moved on. All right. I don't really want to talk about that. I don't really talk about this either, but it's on the splash all over the pages. Twitter bans linking to Mastodon, Facebook, Truth Social, and other competitors. I had to pay attention to this because sometimes I did link our videos over there on Twitter from YouTube, but apparently it didn't mention anything about YouTube. And then once they announced these bans, Elon Musk later in the day came out and changed his decision. He said, no, we don't want to do that. So he said, while it was banned for a few hours, they undid it. The new policy had been since deleted, so they changed it. Because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Elon Musk is a twit. He's showing his true colors here. And it's going to be hard to not get away from him, right? Because last week, he banned a whole bunch of journalists that didn't talk about him in, I guess, the ways that he liked. And I know that it's a private company. He can do whatever he wants with it. I understand that. But then he goes around and he reverses it. So just like the policy of banning people for linking to Twitch or whatever, or linking to TikTok, he reversed that because he just realized that it was a moronic thing to do. He's just flying on the seat of his pants. So all the journalists that he banned last week got reinstated after 1 day because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's not a savvy businessman. He just had access to money. And of course, if you got big money, people are going to advise you to buy things like Tesla or whatever. The less we talk about him, the better. He's going the way of like Trump, right? People are just tired of him. We don't want to hear about him anymore. At least I don't. And he put up a poll on the weekend saying, should he step down as CEO of Twitter? Like, don't idolize this. He's not worth your breath. He's not worth our time. And apparently people said 57.5% of people said, yes, he should step down as CEO. That means he could still own it. You can still tell the new CEO what he wants and wants not to do. But if the new CEO comes in and we can stop going through his feelings being hurt by some journalists and banning them for like a day or whatever, because it looks bad. It just looks bad. And I don't care. If Twitter goes bankrupt, fine. And if we have to remove this we are going to remove this, actually. I just joined Letterboxd over the weekend so people can see my reviews out of the theater and stuff like that, what I ranked it. So maybe we'll link that here instead of the old Twitter handle. Because it's becoming an, what do they call that? An S show. An S show. Yeah. All right. We're rounding up here, guys. Twitter, let's move on from the hit or miss. I wanted to weigh in with this. Why the backlash towards Taylor Swift becoming a movie director is unnecessary. I agree with guys. I don't know why there was a few people coming out and attacking her, but we are Taylor Swift. I am a Taylor Swift fan, and I will always champion her work. We know that she's set herself up as a resume to direct. She directs her music videos. She directed shorts. She has connections with Guillermo del Toro and done talks with Martin McDonagh there from Banshees of Inisherin. She's got a good support structure around her to make films. She can handle it, guys. She loves working with actors, blocking out scenes and stuff like that. She's capable of doing this. And I'm on board with her directing her own film that she's written, and stuff like that. So people are morons when they come out and attack her for this. It's just, I got to think that it's rooted in some kind of jealousy. I think she's going to be fine. It's going to be a smaller film. And I listened to her directors on Directors Chat there with McDonough. And she seems knowledgeable, guys. And she seems approachable about this stuff. She's not somebody who's just kind of like, it's my way or the highway kind of thing. She's like, wants to work with the actors and creating art as a collaborative event kind of thing. She's on board with that kind of stuff. So that's good. That's good. You know? And I know, I trust that she'll be one not to shy away from people getting out of hand on set. Kind of like, you show up for work prepared. And if they're not prepared, I could see her firing people. I could see her getting on the microphone and saying, Johnny, get your butt up that ladder and start put the light properly and that kind of stuff, right? That kind of thing, right? I could see her doing that. Oh, I would love to see that. I hope she does a lot of stuff on her social medias, behind the scenes stuff, and we get to see some of that stuff, you know? Because you don't mess around with her. Why not? Why would you do that? I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. We were going to do the Reddit roundup, but we're kind of falling behind schedule here a little bit. I don't feel like there's too much more to talk about. In case I missed anything, guys, it is a 24-hour news cycle. If I miss something, you know, if a new trailer drops, I'll do a trailer reaction for that. Best films of the year. New, okay, so we got some new images, new photos of Indiana Jones 5 here from Entertainment Weekly. Yeah, he can still play the part. He can still play the part, guys. Cool. Oppenheimer trailer we talked about on the old Reddit roundup here. See if we dropped anything. Top Gun Maverick stunt. Yeah, guys, check out that stunt. Tom Cruise, always putting his body on the line for us. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that's it. What's this? Superman 4 location. It's due to Superman 4's budget cuts. Come on, we all like Quest for Peace, didn't we? Nuclear Man. The British city of Milton Keynes was dressed up as New York with American cars and props to hide the lack of skyscrapers. Okay. Wow. All right. There you go. That's it. All right, guys. That's all the trending movie news headlines of the day. I'm going to go have my breakfast now, and join us in an hour for Peripheral, episode 7 and 8, the finale on that. And hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow on the movie news. And pay attention for those movies coming out this week, too. We'll be doing full live watch-alongs for those. And I'll see you next time on Mirror Domains.